How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the low pressure fuel sensor on a Ford Fiesta ST. Should be a very similar process for a lot of other Ford vehicles, but this is specifically for a 2016 or Mark 6 Fiesta ST. It's a pretty straightforward and easy job, a little bit finicky, but I'll show you an easier way to do it compared to what you might find online. And this is something you might want to replace if you're having a sort of stumbling or stalling issue with your car. For me, I've had this car have two issues. One is that sometimes it'll just stall when I'm at like a stoplight or just in the driveway idling. And sometimes if I'm on the highway, I'll be driving, everything's fine, and then it basically feels like the fuel cuts out. Did some research. Seems like it could either be the throttle body, I already replaced that, I didn't fix it, or it could be the low pressure fuel sensor starting to go out. Now, there's a good chance this will not throw a check engine light code. It hasn't for me, but I'm pretty certain that this is gonna fix the issue. Luckily, it's a very cheap fix. This is like 25 bucks for this specific part, and it'll take us 5 minutes, 10 minutes at most to do, and I'll show you a trick for how to do it a little bit faster. So here's all we're gonna need tool-wise and supplies-wise. First thing is the actual sensor. There are two sensors, there's a high pressure and a low pressure. Today we're doing the low pressure, which is actually the harder of the two. The high pressure is right on the top of the engine, super easy to get to. So if you have to replace that, even easier, okay? But low pressure fuel sensor, I'll put the link down below for the one that I bought and the exact part number. As far as tools go, the main thing you're gonna need is a 15/16 socket or 24 millimeter deep socket. So this is a 1/2-inch drive one, which I have connected to a sort of shorter 3/8 drive. You kind of want a stubby ratchet. So if you have a stubby 1/2-inch, that's great. Stubby 3/8 with a converter also works well, but deep 15/16 or 24 millimeter socket is the ticket. And then not technically necessary, but to make our lives a lot easier, we're going to be removing some hose clamps, and we're going to need a 7 millimeter socket, and I've got it on a little 1/4-inch drive ratchet. And then finally, you're going to want some sort of rag or towel to catch some of the fuel that's going to come out when we replace the sensor. Okay, so the sensor is actually back here behind this pipe here. But in order to gain better access, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this cover right here, just to give us a little bit more working space. So just lift up, and it's just gonna pry off, like so. And again, if you were doing the high pressure sensor, that's gonna be right here. So super easy to get to, but we're not doing that today. Now, the sensor that we do wanna get to though, is actually all the way back here, back behind this pipe right here. And it's kind of tricky just to find. I had to look around for a while, and I see a lot of comments online, people saying, I don't know where it is. I'll show you exactly where it is, but first, let me show you a way to gain more access to make this job a little bit easier. Now, the DIYs I found online basically say just kind of wiggle your hands in there and just sort of do it blind, or they say to get some extensions and go through this hole right here. You can do that if you want, but I think it's a lot easier if we move this pipe right here that connects the airbox down to the engine. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna undo these two hose clamps and remove these two connectors right here, and then this whole pipe will come off. Okay, so let's start off by removing these two connectors here. So for this one here, there's two little kind of green pins. Push them in and then push down until it loosens, and then you just pull out like that. So see here, right? That's locked, that is unlocked, okay? This guy right here, same concept. These ones you push out, and then it unclips, and then you just pull out, okay? And just kind of tuck these out of the way. Then we get our 7 mil, and we're just gonna loosen up these two hose clamps. So one right here, and one right here. Okay, now that these are loose, we're just gonna go ahead and we're going to remove this pipe here. So just kind of push it off the airbox, and then wiggle it off the top, and then pull it off. There we go. And this is gonna give us a lot more access to where we need to get to, which is back here. Okay, so to show you here the location of the sensor. So again, this is where we removed that pipe from, right here. So here's one part of it, the other part goes down here. Go back here, you have these two kind of soft hoses. You kind of look past those, so you get some focus here. If you see this sensor right down there, that electrical connector, and if you reach back, you can sort of feel that there's sort of flat parts to it. That's where the socket's gonna go. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna unhook that connector. Again, I'm gonna try to see if I can do this on camera. It's a little hard with the axis here, but let's see if I can do it. Okay, so push down and unhook. There you go. See the connector is loose now? Okay, so right there, which I know is a little hard to see, but I'll put some arrows pointing to it. Right there is the sensor. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our 15/16 or 24 millimeter socket, and you're just going to put it onto the sensor, and you're going to just loosen it. Now, before you do that though, because some fuel is going to come out, you want to get a rag or a towel and just put it under where the sensor is, where you're going to unscrew it, just to prevent a bunch of fuel from going everywhere. Because you don't want your exhaust is down there. You don't want it to be on the exhaust and burn off later on. So just try to catch as much as you can. Not too much is going to come out, but a little bit will. And I know it's going to be hard to see. I'm doing my best here just to make it visible, but it's tight quarters down there. So just trust me. You'll see it once you work on it. You'll feel it loosen. It's going to be on somewhat tight, but not super tight. And once you get it loose, you can go ahead and just untwist it by hand. Again, a little fuel will come out, so just try to catch that with the towel. There we go. And here is our old sensor. As you can see here, these are kind of the flat sides that the 24 millimeter is gonna attach to. You can sort of feel those. As you reach down in there, you'll feel where the sensor is. This is the electrical connector here, and this is where it screws in to the fuel line. We're gonna take our new fuel sensor right here, and we're gonna go ahead and just screw it back on. That's it. Okay, once we have it hand tight, we're gonna grab our socket again. And you don't need to get this on super tight, just you wanna get it snug, but not, you're not wailing on this like He-Man. So just give it, make sure it's fully seated, and I'm just gonna go snug. That's all you need. Now we're gonna reconnect. We're gonna get the towel out of the way, and we're gonna find the electrical connector, and we're gonna just pop that back into place. Then we can grab this pipe for the airbox again. Just wiggle it back into place. Tighten down these hose clamps. 2. And then we can reconnect these guys. This, and then click this back into place. Same thing with this guy. Make sure it is fully seated. There we go. Last thing, put this cover back on. It just presses into these little ball like sockets here. And then you just press down. And there we go. So, straightforward job. I hope the video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're having issues with stumbling or idling or stalling or anything like that, check this out. It's simple, it's cheap, it's quick, and it might just fix your problems. So, thank you again for watching. Hope the video is helpful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.